bird on a tree.
Hi, Caleb here with Sigur's Photography, and today we're going to be doing a little bit different trail. It's on private land, so you guys can't go, but I got permission from the owners, so I thought I would bring the experience to you. You may notice a little bit of a back difference. I'm having my house worked on, and so I am sitting in a closet recording because it is the quietest place in the house I'm staying at. So, hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we can't say goodbye to our car because I didn't record getting to this part just for, privacy reasons for the people who own the land. But there actually really isn't a trail here. We're just basically be walking through the woods. Growing up, I would walk through these woods quite a bit of the time, and so it just has kind of a nostalgia factor to me. Now, the whole trail that I walked took about 30 minutes, but I cut it down for you guys, so you may notice a couple of transitions. Hopefully you guys don't mind those. Now, this land is outside of Stillwater, in the country, obviously. So, Oklahoma, gotta watch out for rattlesnakes, bobcats, not necessarily bears in this part of the state, but there are bears in the part of the state, spiders, and whatnot. And of course, poison ivy, poison oak, which in a place like this, you will definitely see some. That's a cactus. Probably don't want to run into that either. Now, if you decide to go out in land like this, definitely just make sure once you get home to check yourself for ticks, because you do not want to get Lyme disease, because that will not be fun. And just remember when removing ticks to get the heads too, or that can become infected. Now, this was the first time I had walked through these woods in probably a good 10 years. Now, there is a little pond somewhere in this general area that all growing up we would call the cow pond, because this land used to have like big swatches of pasture that they had cows on. So it was the cow pond. A little fun fact about the cow pond, the water never cleared up, which most ponds, it'll rain and then it'll couple of days, couple of weeks later, if there's no rain or anything like that, it'll clear up. This one always stayed dirty, meaning there were probably some pretty good sized catfish in there, always stirring it up. Now that is just, the land out there, and an oil rig, but we won't go by that, just for safety. Now, I haven't decided which trail I want to do next week. It'll probably depend on if I have gas money to go to a place, because I have a place in mind that is still in Oklahoma, but it is a huge difference in scenery. So we've seen woods like this, we've seen the wetlands, lakes, and we've seen waterfalls and that kind of stuff. But I have a couple of places in Oklahoma that I'm going to take you guys in the coming weeks that are very different. Now, it is also quite hot in Oklahoma right now. It's supposed to feel like 115 tomorrow. Well, when I'm recording this, tomorrow. So obviously I'm not going to go hiking out in that kind of temperature. But, Now, it gets a little bit of claustrophobic feeling right here, because I'm having to duck down because of the trees above me. and then, all this stuff up in front of me. But this is just the kind of land I like. It always reminds me, or makes me think of the Blair Witch Project, which, if you haven't seen that movie, it's quite good. Fun fact about that movie, whenever they were doing promotions for it, they were actually saying it was found footage, to the point that the actors' parents and stuff were being called and saying, asking if their kids had been found yet. Crazy extent. I've also heard quite a few things the actors knew they were in a movie, but they didn't know everything that was going to happen in the movie, so some of the reactions are real, which would also be super interesting if that's the truth. I'm still recording in the closet and my foot is going numb, so I'm trying to readjust myself, if you were wondering what all the noises are. And I'm sorry. I know that's a little unprofessional, but I'm just trying to get this one done. My bathroom floor fell in, so I can't really be at my house right now. And here's another clearing, and this clearing I'm starting to think things are a little bit more, I recognize them, which I know that sounds weird since this clearing looks exactly like the other clearing. Little white flower there. But it's, you just kind of get the feel of a place. Right here, there are telephone line poles, so we are walking under the telephone lines, essentially, which is why it is all clear. There are people who believe in Bigfoot who believe that Bigfoot follows telephone lines like this. And as I mentioned, there used to be cows in here, and that is a cow bone left over from who knows how long. There's bones all the way through there, so that's interesting. But yeah, there are theories that Bigfoot follow power lines because of it being cleared out like that. I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot, but it makes sense if they, were trying to travel like that. And I think I see the pond whenever you can see that there's trees and then a big opening and then trees, and in theory that should be the pond, so I try to make my way over there, but there is a lot of brush, so I'm gonna have to find another way in. Now, all the trees around me, well, all the trees that were around me were cedar trees, which, if you don't know, they stay green year-round. And there is the cow pond. Now, off to the left, I think I hear something, and I walk a little bit farther and see a shell from a freshwater mollusk. Mollusk? I can never say that. It's a clam. And I hear something again. And I don't know if you heard that. I was trying to be really quiet. But you can hear a doe's call, like what it sounds like. Now the water level has reached up all the way up to here. That's why there's still shells all the way up here. Or raccoons have got them out of the water, broke them open, and ate them. And look at those blue skies. Now we will walk down to the pond and hopefully try to see some frogs and maybe some turtles. And that's what I mean by it's never clear. Like, this is the clearest I've ever seen it. And I kept hearing the deer off behind me to the left. I don't think it got caught on video, but you could hear it in person. So I kept turning and looking that way. There was a little frog. And yeah, so that was the trail. And that was a trail on some family friends' private land. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be putting out part 3 of the Kamioka Trail. And then next Saturday, it's going to be a surprise to you guys. Hope you guys enjoy.
Like a bird on a